August is over, and whew. Hello, Sonnet here. I am so happy to see you. How are you doing? I'm sorry I haven't been around. August was insane. As you know, we went on our road trip at the beginning of August, then my kiddos started school in the middle of the month, and things just didn't slow down from there. So we're here today with our August wrap-up, and well, yeah, it's something. We're gonna have some book content. I'm gonna be talking about the books that I read, do a mini type of book haul, and then I will be talking about crochet content, all of the things that I made. We are so close to my first craft fair of the season, so I have been working really hard to get lots of things ready for that. But let's first go ahead and dive into the books. If you don't care about the books and you just want to see the crochet and the crafts, then go ahead and skip to this number here, and yeah, I'll see you over there. So I typically read anywhere, I would say, between 12 to 20 books a month, and well, in the month of August, I read 4. I read a whopping 4 books, and you know what? That's like a book a week, so hey, I'm not mad. Some months you read more than others, and I got 4 books in last month, and that's a success. The first book that I read was actually BatCat. This is a graphic novel by Meggie Ramm, and it is about a BatCat who has a new ghost move into their house, and they don't like the ghost being there. So they are working to get rid of this ghost, and they have to go on an adventure to collect ingredients to create a potion. It's a whole thing, but along the way, BatCat learns what it means to be an individual, what it means to be different, and maybe BatCat learns a little bit about accepting others as well. I really liked this one. I gave it 4 stars. I think it was so cute. The illustrations are adorable. Let me just show you this little map on the inside. Meggie Ramm does an amazing job with these illustrations. I think BatCat is adorable. I thought the ghosts were so cute, and the colors, so fun. This whole thing was very sweet. It was exactly what I needed to pull myself out of my reading slump. And yeah, I do recommend this one. The next book that I read in August was Bobbles and Broomsticks by Nancy Warren. This is part of the Vampire Knitting Club series, and this is book number 8. I liked this one. I gave it 4 stars. If you're not familiar with the Vampire Knitting Club, it is essentially a cozy mystery series about Lucy, a young woman who has recently inherited her grandmother's wool shop. Living underneath is a nest of vampires that have a knitting club. And every book, Lucy and these knitting vampires solve a mystery. Again, 4 stars. It's a cozy mystery. It was a lot of fun. I did feel like this one had very little knitting and vampires involved in it. It was definitely more just Lucy solving this mystery. I thought it was good. It kept me guessing. I was engaged, and I finished it very quickly. It's a very short read, so again, for a cozy mystery, I liked it. The next book that I read in August was Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Vern. It is a goal of mine to read 1 classic a month, and well, this was this month's classic, and I'm happy I picked this one up because it was so fun. If you're not familiar with this story, basically this is about a man named Phileas Fogg, and he makes a bet with his gentleman's club that he can travel around the world in 80 days. They don't believe him, so they make a gigantic bet, and he takes his new valet, Passepartout, along on the adventure. They save people. There's a robbery that's being solved. There's so much is going on. It was a blast. It gave a good insight on what traveling would have been like in the 1800s, and although I feel like there were certain things that didn't quite age well in this book, overall I did have a lot of fun with it, and I was excited to see if they in fact made it in the end. Again, it was a fun adventure, and 4 stars. And that brings me to the last book that I read in August, because I only read 4. Lost Stars by Claudia. So I actually started listening to this book in January as an audiobook. And the audiobook actually has some copyright issues, so I was listening to it on a website that had the audiobook kind of split up into parts and pasted to the website, and I lost my place and I didn't know where I was, so I lost the desire to continue on with the story. However, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and get the book. It was free through Kindle Unlimited, and I decided to read the physical book this time. That way I didn't lose my place. Essentially, this is a Romeo and Juliet type of story that takes place in the Star Wars universe, and it is a blast. I loved this book. I gave this one 4 stars. I thought it was fantastic. I loved the characters. So this is essentially the story of Sienna and Thane. They are 2 young children that meet and decide to join the Galactic Empire. They grow up, they go to school, they become pilots, and then things start happening, aka all the events of chapter 4. The book then progresses through chapter 5 and chapter 6, and it even dives into some of the video games and things that are going on. And it was just so fun to see Thane and Sienna's journey throughout these iconic times in the Star Wars history, and I loved it. I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars so much. I thought this was great. I thought the romance was really sweet, and I thought the ending was great. I thought it ended a little abruptly, but you know what? There's still so much Star Wars content to then kind of happen after this, so who knows? Maybe we will see Sienna and Thane in the future, but as far as the novel goes, if you are into Star Wars and you like a Romeo and Juliet type of romance, definitely pick up Lost Stars by Claudia Gray. Let's go ahead and dive into my book haul for the month of August. I got a few books, and so let's go ahead and share those. The very first one that I got this month was Women of Walt Disney Imagineering. You might have seen this one in my Route 66 vlog that I did, but essentially I got this book when I went to Disneyland in August, and it is essentially about 12 women who are a part of the Walt Disney Company and their careers as a Imagineer. I haven't been able to dive into this one yet, but this is definitely a book for me. I love art, I love Walt Disney animation, and I wanted to be an Imagineer when I grew up, so can't wait to dive into this one and learn all about these wonderful women that are a part of the company. The next book that I got was my book of the month pick, which is Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. So this sounds amazing. Historical fiction, romance, Western, all about vampires. Yes, yes, and yes. I love historical fiction. Vampires are way cool. It takes place in Mexico. I mean, what is there to not be excited about? And this cover is just gorgeous. I love it so much. So excited for this one. I will probably be picking this one up here this week. I can't wait to dive into it. Since I did pick up the Vampires of El Norte, I decided to also pick up The Hacienda. This is also by Isabel Cañas. So this one was a book of the month in May of 2022. And I hear amazing things about this book. The inside flap here says Mexican Gothic meets Rebecca in this debut supernatural suspense novel set in the aftermath of the Mexican War of Independence. Again, the cover is perfect, historical fiction, supernatural elements, just really excited to dive into this one as well. So I recently found a local children's book store and I fell in love with this store. I can't wait to go back and visit it again. They do have adult fiction and nonfiction, but they have a very small section. This bookstore mainly is focused on children's books, young readers, and middle grade type of stories. So I got a couple of books from there. The first one that I bought is a graphic novel by Kay DeVault. This is Misfit Mansion. I saw the artwork and I immediately said, I'm reading this. So this is a book about Iris, and she is part of a foster home with other supernatural creatures. However, it is a foster home of horrors, and it is run by a former paranormal investigator. She then meets a human boy who tries to break her out of this foster home, and I don't know, it just sounds so sweet and adventurous, and I love the artwork. Misfit Mansion, can't wait to dive into this one. And the last book that I bought in August and at this children's bookstore is Clara Poole and the Long Way Around. This is by Taylor Ting, And this is about Clara Poole, who one day takes an unintended trip over Michigan with a lawn chair attached to a bunch of balloons. She becomes an instant celebrity because of this, and then she is invited to go to Paris to become part of a worldwide hot air balloon race. I knew I wanted to read this one when I kind of read that beginning synopsis. A young girl named Clara. She goes on the trip over Michigan with her lawn chair and her balloons, and then wants to join in a worldwide hot air balloon race. That sounds so adventurous. It sounds so fun. And it's right up my alley. This is definitely the type of middle grade book that I gravitate to, just something with lovable characters and adventure. And then I read this part here, gorgeous prose and winning characters combined in this quirky, often hilarious, sometimes heartbreaking, and thoroughly captivating adventure. Listen, I cry a lot during books, and this sounds like it is going to be such a great adventure, but it also sounds like it's going to have such a wonderful deep meaning to it. And I'm saying it now, when I read this one, it's going to be one for our cryometer. I will be crying, I'm sure, during this book, and I can't wait to hop into it. Yes, Clara Poole and The Long Way Round. That's it for our book content. Let's go ahead and jump into all of the things that I crocheted and made this August. So just gonna go ahead and recap a little bit. I did make a Ursula bag, and I still haven't sewn the liner into it yet. So it's actually technically not finished, but it is finished because it's gonna take me like 10 minutes to sew this liner in. I just have to pull out my sewing machine. But I did talk about making this bag in my Route 66 blog, so if you're interested in learning all about this one, go ahead and check that out. So I am planning on getting everything ready for my craft fair. The first one is in October, and so I'm getting a lot of Halloween spooky inspired crochet projects ready for that. And the next thing that I made is this cute little ghost keychain. So cute. I will be sure to link the pattern down below. This is a free pattern and it's super quick. This works up in like 20 minutes. So if you're looking for something really fun and easy, definitely recommend these. This was done in the Lion brand glow in the dark yarn that I got from Joanne. He actually does glow in the dark, which is so fun. And yeah, just a cute little keychain with a glow in the dark ghosty. Perfect for Halloween. So I then got the Lion brand glow-in-the-dark chenille yarn, and to be 100% honest, I don't like crocheting with chenille yarn very much. It's just not something that feels right to me, and it's hard to see the stitches, and I just have a heck of a time. But I decided to get it and try and make another ghost, and he ended up being very elongated. So I decided to make him into a like squid thing. So he also glows in the dark, but I just decided to add some tentacles. The top was made using this same pattern, but again, for some reason, it's probably because I couldn't see the stitches and I'm awful at counting, he turned out to be very tall. So then I made him into a ghost squid. He's fine. I don't like the feel of this yarn. I will not be buying it again, but you know, I'm sure someone out there will enjoy him. So I'm trying to increase my crochet keychain collection for the craft fair. So the next project I made is this little bird. This is a pattern by Wandering Deer. And again, just a little miniature bird. So cute, works up so fast. Put it on this little keychain holder. Just a little pink bird. Way cute. I also made a little tiny bee. He will also be a keychain and it's gonna be super cute. This is also from Wandering Deer. Links to all patterns, again, are down below, but yeah, just a little mini tiny bee, just trying to bulk up that keychain collection for that fair. The next one I made was so cute, and I decided to use some of this 3D fabric paint to make the eyes and the mouth, it turned out great, and then I immediately dropped it. So he got a little smudged, and so he went from being so cute to being still super cute, but just with a slight imperfection. And that is this little baby bao that I made. I love bao, especially the Pixar short. Oh my gosh, I saw that short when I was pregnant in the movie theater. Holy macaroni. If you want to make a pregnant or a mother cry, watch bao. Holy Holy moly. But yeah, this is just a little tiny baby bao, and then he has his little cabbage there. So cute. And yeah, I used the fabric paint for his mouth and his eyes because I didn't feel like embroidering them. And you can see that I did drop him, but oh well, it's okay. He's still super cute, and I'm still happy with him. After I made the baby bao, I decided to make a big one. I don't typically use blanket yarn, kind of same with the chenille yarn. I don't like the feel of it. I don't like the look of it. I just prefer cotton, but I have a ton of blanket yarn that I want to get through, and I know there are a lot of people out there that like the big blanket plushies, and I decided to make the bao pattern with that, and I think he turned out so cute. I do want to make the cabbage for him as well. However, I don't have any green blanket yarn, and I'm struggling finding a good green color. So for right now, it's just the little bao. I used felt for his face, and he is just so cute. Again, pattern will be in the description for him. As I'm going through all of these, I realized I did crochet a lot in August. That's good, right? It was kind of a success. The next one is this little milk carton that I made. This is a pattern by Menagerie of Stitches. I did use cotton yarn for this one, and it is so cute. So Menagerie of Stitches has 3 volumes of 100 Days of Minis, and this is from volume 2, I believe it is. I will be sure to link that shop down below for you, but I just thought this one was so cute, and I don't know, I just thought this one was really fun, really cute. I feel like the whole like milk carton aesthetic to artwork and drinking vessels and things is just really popular right now, so I thought this one would be a good one to have ready for the craft fair. I also made a donut. A cow donut. So this one is actually from the book Crochet Donut Buddies. I love this book. I think this one is so fun. And I mean, who doesn't love donuts? They're so cute. I thought that cow one was super cute, and I decided to play around with making some felt eyes. So I did make these felt eyes on my Cricut. Essentially what I did is I cut out the black part in felt, and the iris here is actually printable iron-on transfer. So I illustrated the eyes on my iPad, and then I brought it into Cricut Design Space, printed it onto printable iron-on, and then cut it out with my Cricut and ironed it onto the felt. I think it turned out super cute. I don't know about you. I think they look darling, and I've been having a lot of fun experimenting with eyes lately. I do like your typical just black safety eye, but I have been having a lot of fun with these felt eyes, designing the ones that are kind of reminiscent to my illustration style so that my amigurumi just feels, I don't know, a little bit more me. So yeah, that's what I made there, and I think she turned out so cute. So the last thing that I made in August was this little blanket spider. Again, trying to get things ready for Halloween and the craft fair. I have blanket yarn I need to use, so I found this pattern on Ravelry. It is so easy. It is a no-sew pattern too, so I was able to work this up in an afternoon. It was so fun. Highly do recommend this pattern. And then again, I did experiment with eyes. So I did buy an entire bag of cabochons, which are basically just glass domes that you can use for jewelry and other crafts and things. I have just been experimenting with a bunch of different ones, as I said earlier. These eyes here are essentially just vinyl that I cut out on my Cricut and stuck to the back of the cabochon, and I don't know, I love how these ones turned out. I love the dimension of them. The felt eyes are cute, but they are a little flat. So I feel like if I can perfect the eyes with these cabochons as well, I think you can make some really fun things with these. So again, this is just a little blanket spider with the cabochon eyes. Yeah, I hope whoever decides to pick him up at the craft show loves him. And that was my August. We are already 5 days into September, and I am feeling still very overwhelmed, not going to lie. The past month has been a lot for me and my family, so I'm hoping to put out a video once a week. However, if there is a gap in between there, I apologize. Again, life is just crazy right now. I do plan to put out a craft fair prep video, and I noticed a lot of people are enjoying the amigurumi and crochet content. So if there is anything that you want to see in the future, please don't hesitate to comment down below what you want to see. I would love to get some ideas for future videos, but yeah, that's all I have to say about that. That's all for me today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed so far. We are past 300 subscribers, which is great. I started this channel in the middle of June, and I think that's a fantastic start. I appreciate all of you. You all inspire me so much, and I love reading your comments. You are amazing. I think you are so fantastic. I love you so much, and I will see you all a little later. Bye.